I beg your pardon. The fantastic Francis Hardy, faith healer! One night only. And I never understood why he stayed with me, because we barely scraped a living. But he had a kind of devotion to me. And I think he had a vague sense of being associated with something spiritual, and that gave him satisfaction. We lived in a rented house across the street. One of playing with handcuffs, slipping my hands in and out through the rings. One of my mother making bread and singing a hymn to herself. Yes, heaven, yes, heaven, yes, heaven is the prize. One of a group of men being shown over the barracks. I think they were inspectors from Dublin. And my father saying, certainly, gentlemen, by all means, gentlemen, whatever you say, gentlemen, maybe one or two other. All irony was suspended. Then suddenly, a man called Domel, who had scarcely spoken up to this, thrust a bent finger in front of my face and challenged, "Straighten that, Mr. Hardy." All the bar went silent. I caught the finger between the palms of my hand and held it. He looked into his face. Already he was uneasy. He wanted to withdraw the challenge. He began to stammer about how the accident happened, something about a tractor, a gearbox, a faulty setting, and as he spoke, I massaged the finger. And when we stopped talking, I opened my hands and released him.
Right away up in the north of Sutherland, out as far north as you can go in Scotland. And the people there told me that in good weather it is very beautiful, and that you can see right across the sea to the Isle of Lewis and the Outer Hebrides. My God, I'm in such a mess. I'm really in such a mess. How I want the water to be. How I want that man to come across that floor and put his white hands on my face and still this tumult inside me.
Was a white poodle. And she was so brilliant. I mean, that dog, she knew what you were thinking about before you even thought about it yourself. Before I come home at night, do you know what that dog would do? She'd switch on the electric fire, she'd pull the curtains, and she'd leave my slippers and a bottle of beer sitting there beside my chair. Put her in front of an audience, fell apart, couldn't do nothing. Stand in the centre of the stage and speak to them in this great flood and pigeon, you know. Well, I can't do it. I can't even speak English. But this flood of pigeon would come out of her. And suddenly, all those birds, 120 of them, well, I should know, 6 to a box, 20 boxes. That's when I had to get the van. All those birds would rise up throughout the house and come flying in like a bloody messy snowstorm and smother us. And they ran outside and sang and danced in the snow. What a pair. Oh my dear, we should plan a trip even further north. Now that the weather was so good, you know, all business. There's nothing they ever gave a damn about. They seemed so on top of things. I thought for a while, my God, he doesn't know. He genuinely doesn't know. Well, is he all right? Look at this, so beautiful. Oh dear. How can I tell you how beautiful she is?